Thinking of doing something that makes a difference, the Canadian Armed Forces are recruiting. Cheyenne Blackmore signed up in 2018, and now she's a corporal with the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders. She joins us now, just back from a tour in the UK, as an instructor for the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Okay, how do you go from not having a military background at all to training other forces?
Well, that was a long process for me. I mean, I joined in 2018. It took me about 2 years to get fully trained, and then I was deployed in 2023. Just got back. So.
And that was a 6-month deployment?
Yes.
So whereabouts in the UK were you?
So we were south of London.
Okay. Okay.
And we operated in a couple of different camps, but we trained in around the Lyd area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of training were you giving these armed forces for Ukraine?
So I was part of the UK training element. So we specialized in infantry training. They also received engineer and medical training. Personally, I instructed them on basic infantry skills. So we went over weapons handling, trench warfare, urban ops, and generalized military skill.
Right. And you have a special interest in the medical training because you yourself are training to be a doctor here. You're a reservist, which means you're a part-time soldier.
Yes.
But you were full-time for 6 months there. And we were talking earlier before about how your whole experience with the Army is going to help you become a better doctor. Yes.
So when I actually joined, I initially intended to do the medical officer training program. So go Reg Force and get all of my medical education from there. But since you can join the reserves at 16, that's when I started my process. And I decided I was going to join the infantry so that I would have a better understanding of my prospective patients in the future. I wound up joining the Argylls, and I didn't want to leave. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what kind of, because I can imagine besides the military training that you're getting and the infantry training that you're getting, there's all these kind of soft skills that are going to be able to help you in whatever career you decide.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds a little bit strange, but I feel like as a soldier, I learned a lot about empathizing with other people and understanding different experiences. So I went in with this idea of being a doctor and then wanting to understand why soldiers are notorious for hiding injuries, for example. And then I wound up finding myself in a position where I was doing much of the same things. And I just kind of came to understand, why people do things that they do and how all of these different groups kind of wind up working together and people's motivations and kind of things like that.
Okay, so you're back now, you're studying at McMaster.
Yes.
All kinds of benefits that you get as being a reservist. There's pay, there's partial education. What other tangible benefits? Why would you tell somebody you should look at recruiting?
So my biggest thing is, I've also obviously worked civilian jobs. I was store manager and that kind of stuff. But the military, especially as a student, is probably one of the most accommodating employers I've ever had. So they're very understanding that you have a second career, or in my case, an educational commitment, and it's not as difficult to get the time you need to study or to finish an assignment. They're much more understanding, and you can still work as much as you want. There's always more work you can be doing if you need the money or you want more employment. And you think about having that on a resume as well, right? Yeah. That you're a reservist with the discipline and the training that you're getting. Yeah, no, it's a lot. You learn so many skills, and not just learn them, but use them in so many different situations.
Yeah.
You get that idea of how a skill can be learned in one situation and applied in hundreds of others. Okay, Cheyenne, thanks so much for sharing your story with us. We'll get details on how you can look into things too at chch.com/morninglive.